First of all, thanks for being here in my YouTube channel. So in this video number 3 on the exam preparation of SSC 2022, so now we are going to solve some of the memory based question from the topic called percentage. So once we have already solved a 20 memory based question, so now this will be the last video on the topic percentage, right? 3 videos is more than enough, right? So first you guys need to learn the basics of the topic percentage. So I have posted on my YouTube channel totally 6 videos. So that 6 video is more than enough to crack the question in the SSC exam. But anyway, we have to solve some of the memory based question like this so that you will get an idea. So how the questions were asked and what are all the topics that you need to prepare more, right? So remember one thing, if it is a percentage, we have a totally 3 important formula. X is what percentage of y, x is what percentage more or less than y, and the third formula will be a percentage change, or else they can ask it as a net change. So both are same. So totally we have 3 important formulas. And if you take some important areas in the topic percentage will be like a question that is based on marks, examination, etc. Then question that is based on voters. So candidate 1, candidate 2, who won the election and how much votes are invalid. So those cases questions are many times repeatedly asked in many competitive exams. So try to learn that. So percentage that is based on marks, examination, percentage that is based on voters, and then percentage that is based on population, etc. So there are many concepts I have taught on my YouTube channel. So first learn that 6 videos properly, right, and then watch this video. So definitely you can able to crack the questions in your exams, right? So basics are most important. So this percentage topic does not have huge formulas or nothing like that. Only a small formulas. Even without learning a formula, if you understand that concept, then solving a question is simple. Right. So now let me move on to question number 21. So we have already solved a 20 question on previous videos. So it's video number 3. So we can solve from 21st question. So if 30% of A, right? So 30% of A is equals to, so 0.2 of B is equal to 1 by 5 of C. So when just see here, so the first value is alone 30% of A, and remember one thing, all the values are equal to, right? Just see here, 30% of A is equal to 0.25 of B. It is not a percentage, right? So 0.25 of B is equal to 1 by C of C. So 1 by 5 of C. So our target is to find A is to B is to C is what? It's easy question. So first we can remove this percentage. So this can be written as 30 by 100, right? So into A is equals to 0.25. So we need to find the terms in terms of ratio. So if it is a ratio, we should not keep a decimal value as it is. So this can be written as 25 by 100. So 25 by 100 into B is equal to 1 by 5 into C. Got it? So we can cancel 0, 0 here. So this becomes 3 by 10 of A is equals to, so we can cancel it on 25 table. So 1 by 4 of B is equals to 1 by 5 of C. So now you can take LCM here, or else what you can do here is just see all the numerator value is 1. So only this numerator is 3. So this can be written as 10 by 3. So friends, understood how I am writing. So 10 by 3 is equal to B by 4 is equals to C by 5 is one way of writing. So once can you able to understand it, right? So B we have numerator 1. So C we have numerator 1. So A alone we have numerator 3. So instead of bringing it to 1, so I am just bring that numerator term 3 to the denominator. So this can be written as 10 by 3. So now all the numerator is 1. So it is easy to write the value as 10 by 3 will be the A ratio, and B will be 4, and the last C will be 5. Understood or not? So denominator value. And remember one thing, always the ratio should not be in a decimal value, or else it should not be in the terms of fraction. So multiply 3 to all the numerator value. So this can be written as 10 into, so 4 into 3 will be 12. So 5 into 3 will be 15. So just check whether we can reduce further. No, we can't, right? If we can't able to reduce furtherly, so we can say that answer for this question where the ratio will be 10 is to 12 is to 15. So it's easy or not? Very easy, right? So you can also solve in this different way. Here itself we can take an LCM. That is also one way of solving a question. So here itself we can take 10, 4, 5. You can take an LCM of any number, and then you can multiply with that number to the each term. You will get the resultant answer as same. Right? It's your wish. Either you can take LCM here, or else you can bring all the numerator term equal, and then if you multiply it, you will get the same answer. Got it? So finally answer for this question where 10 is to 12 is to 15. You know, these are the questions are repeatedly asked in many, not only SSC, they are asking this type of question in railway exams as well as some prelims bank exams, etc. Right? If you can't able to see these types of question in the exams, then definitely you can able to see question from salary or else question from examination, OTS, etc. So this is the topic they are repeatedly asking in every year, consecutive years. So try to practice similar questions more. 22nd question. So the number of employees working in a firm is increased by 25% and the wages per head are decreased by 25%. So if the resultant percentage decrease in the total wages is, then what is the value of X? So when just here our target is to find what? Our target is to find the resultant percentage decrease. Understood or not? What is the meaning of a 22nd question? So resultant percentage decrease. So just listen carefully. Resultant is called as a final percentage decrease or else net percentage decrease or else the percentage change. Understood or not? So finding for all these values, there is only one formula, what I have told you in the initial stage of the video, that is A plus B plus AB by 100. So never forget this formula, right? So this is the only formula. By using this formula, you can easily find what is the final net change or what is the percentage change, everything. Just see here what the question is. The number of employees working in the firm is increased by how much percentage? 25%. So the farmers has been increased by 25%. So because of this, the salary of the person is decreased by how much? So salary of the person is decreased by 25. So increased by 25% plus 25. So decreased by 25% minus 25. So assume this as value of A and this as value of B. Understood? So now substitute here. So value of A will be plus 25. Value of B will be minus 25. So minus 25. So plus A will be 25. So B will be minus 25 divided by 100. So now it is easy to cancel plus 25 and minus 25 here. So cancel this. So 125 is at 25 4 times. So minus 25 by 4%. Got it? So this will be your final answer. Already they have said that resultant percentage decrease. Already they have in the question itself telling that there is a percentage decrease. So here also we are getting an answer in the term of negative. So we can say that definitely decrease percentage will be 25 by 4% decrease. But our final target is to find what is the value of X. X is nothing but 25 by 4%. Got it or not? You don't want to say it's minus 25 by 4. Why? Because already in the question itself they have said the word called decrease. So decrease is nothing but subtraction. So increase is nothing but addition. So they have already said the word decrease. So our target is to find only the number, that is 25 by 4. So we can say that 25 by 4% decrease. So friends, understood or not? Right? It's one of the important formula. Right? So never forget this formula, A plus B plus AB by 100. So there is another term also, right? For example, so the value for they can give you a question like this also. Initially, the farmer will be 25% increase and then their salary has been decreased by 25% and after some period the wages has been increased by 10%. For example, let me keep like this, right? So this will be value of A and this will be value of B. So first you need to substitute value of A and B in the formula and the final answer is what? Minus 25 by 4. So for these two values, the answer will be minus 25 by 4 and the last C will be 10%. So now you need to assume this as value of A and this will be value of B. Again substitute in this formula, resultant will be the final answer. So I have solved a similar based question on my YouTube channel that is based on percentage change. So don't forget to watch that video because we have solved many questions that is based only on 2 values. So in the exams they can also ask 3 to 4 values. So if they ask like this, then how to apply the values in a formula, that you need to know it, right? So don't forget to watch that video. So definitely after watching that video, you can able to understand how to substitute if there are 3 to 4 values in the formula. Got it? So finally answer for this question where the value of X will be 25 by 4. So question number 23. So 2 students appear at an examination. So one of them secure 9 marks more than the other and his mark were 56 percentage of sum of their marks. So the marks obtained by them are. So friends, listen here. So after reading this question, we can surely say that this question that is based on a marks, right? So I think here shortcut is not needed. You can solve this question from the options, because if you take the option values and you can able to check whether both left hand side and right hand side part get satisfied or not. That is one way of solving. Or else I can say that a normal traditional method will be simple. Why? Because they have given all the values directly. Just see here, student, let me keep, there are two students, student 1 and student 2. So one student mark is 9 mark more than the other. So we can say that if student 2 mark is x, then the student 1 will be how much mark? X plus 9. So only then we can say that one student mark will be 9 mark more than the other. So we can say that student 1 will be x plus 9. Understood? So now, where, and the second point is and is mark, right? So this person mark is 56 percentage of sum of their marks. So just see here, this percentage mark is how much? X plus 9. So this student mark is equal to 56 percentage of sum of their marks. So sum of their mark is nothing but the total 2 student mark. So x plus 9 plus x. So friends, understood how I wrote this equation, right? So if you can able to understand this area alone, then solving question will be much simpler. Just see where one student score 9 mark more than the other. So that student mark is equal to 56 percentage of sum of their marks. So sum of their mark is nothing but student 1, student 2 total mark. Understood? So now we need to solve the question and we need to find what is the value of x. So what is our target? Our target to find the marks obtained by them. So both the students total mark, right? So what we can do here is this can be written as x plus 9 is equal to 56 by 100. So of is nothing but multiplication. So 2x plus 9. So let me multiply here. So 100x plus 900 is equal to 112x, because 56 into 2 will be 112. So 9 6 are 54, 5, 9 5 are 30, 35. So 354. So finally what we can do here is, so 100x, 112x will be 12x. So 12x is equal to 354. So resultant will be 400 something, 446 something. Cancel it on x tables. So we can cancel 12 times, answer will be 33. That means understood. So finally we can say that the value of x, 12 3s are 36, 23. Yes. So finally we got the value of x is equal to 33. Nothing but, so we found the value of the score that was obtained by the second student, because the value of x is 33. So we can say that the marks obtained by the second student will be 33. So what about the first student? We already know that one student secured 9 marks more than the other. So if x second student mark is 33, so add 9 here, resultant will be 42. So we can say that the first student mark will be 42 and the second student mark will be 33. That's it. So this will be the answer for question number 3. And normal method itself seems to be easy, because we don't want to apply any shortcuts here. So there is a shortcut, right? I think what shortcut we can use here is from the options. I think so. Definitely this will be in one of the option, right? Option A, option B, something. So you can take any one of the option. You can just find what the difference is 9 and then find what is 56 percentage of these two number. So if both the numbers are equal to, left hand side part and right hand side part equal to, then that will be your answer. But it's a lengthy process, because you need to go with all the options and you need to check which option satisfy left hand side, right hand side equal to. So that might take more time. So definitely this one equation is enough to solve this question. So practice how to write this equation for all these questions that is based on marks. So question number 24. So the expense on rice, fish and oil of a family are in a ratio 12:17:3. So the price of these articles are increased by 20%, 30% and 50% respectively. So the total expense on the family, that is on the article, is increased by how much percentage? So just here our target is to find how much percentage, the value in terms of percentage, right? How much percentage increase in the total expense of the family. So totally there are 3 articles, right? So we can say 24th question. So 3 articles they have just, first is what? Rice. So rice is how much? 12 part, and the fish is how much? 17 part, and oil is in the ratio 3 part, right? So all the values they have given in terms of ratio, but our final target is to find in terms of percentage, right? So I think what we can do here is, no other way, we need to fix a value, or else we cannot able to solve this question just like keeping in terms of ratio. So first we need to convert into some values. So what we can do here is, we can take it as 120, right? So 120 will be the rice, and 170 will be that for fish, and 30 will be for oil. Got it or not? So if we cancel 0 0 0 here, resultant will be 12 17 3, same value. So we have to fix some value, no other way. You can also take it as 240, this can be written as 340, and this can be taken as 60, right? Whatever be, you will get the same answer. Got it? So now how much price of the article has been increased? So out of 120, so 20% increase. So what is 20% here? So 20% is nothing but 10% will be 12. So 20% will be 12 plus 12 will be 24. So 24 rupees increase. Got it or not? So similarly, the second article has been increased by 30%. So 10% is how much? 17. 30% will be 17 into 3. Resultant will be 51. 51 increase. And the last article, which is 50% increase. So 50 is 50%. So 50% will be half of this number, that is 15. So friends, understood or not? So finally 24, 51 and 15, what is the total increase in the price? Let me add all the values. So 50, 75, 85, 90. So 90 will be the total increase in the expense. So remember that our target is to not to find the value in terms of number. Our target is to find the value in terms of percentage. So the total increase in the expenditure, that is expense, will be 90. So divided by the total price of the products, right? 120, 170 and 30. So this will be 200. So 200 plus 120 will be 320. So 320 will be the total price of the article, right? How much increase? 90 increase. So we need to find the answer in terms of percentage. So into 100, that's it. If you multiply the value and divide by 320, you will get the resultant answer, right? So we can cancel 0 0 here. So cancel it on 2 table, this becomes 5 times. Cancel it on 2 table, 16 2s are 32. Got it? So again cancel it on 2 table, 8 2s are 16. So cancel it on 2 table, this becomes 45 times. So now we can't able to further reduce it. So 5 into 5 will be 25. So remaining will be 2. 5 4s are 20, 22. So 225 divided by 8 percentage, but we should not say like this. We should say in terms of a mixed fraction, right? Just look at the options are in mixed fraction. So we need to divide this. 225 divided by 8. So this can be written as 8 2s are 16. So remaining will be 65, right? So 8 8s are 64. So remaining will be 1. So finally we can say that the answer for this question will be 28 1 by 8%. So the total increase in the article, that is total expense of the family, increase in expense of the family will be 28 1 by 8%. So this will be the answer for this question. So one's understood or not, right? So this is one way of solving the question. There is another way. There is a formula called that is consecutive increase in percentage. There is a formula. You don't want to use that formula. Why? Because if the total value has been given, then you can use that formula. Here total value has not been given. They have given the values in terms of ratios. So you need to solve in this way. So remember that initially by using this ratio value, so try to fix some values, right? 120, 170 and 130. So and then find what is the increase in the expense. So total increase in the expense is 90. And the total product, the price will be 320. So out of 320, 90 rupees increase. So our target is to find the value in terms of percentage. So into 100. So resultant will be 28 1 by 8% increase in the total expense of the family. So question number 25. So in an election, 10% of the voters on the voters list did not cast their vote, and 60 voters cast their ballot paper blank. So there were only 2 candidates. The winner was supported by 47% of all the voters in the list, and he got 308 voters more than the rival. So the number of voters on the list was, so friends, most important question, right? So listen carefully. In recent competitive exams, friends, where this type of question, the percentage based on voters, are repeatedly asking in recent competitive exams. So try to learn all the concepts that is based on voters, right? If not, at least learn the basics by watching my percentage voters video, right? So first understand the question what they are saying. Initially, from the total voters, right, from the total candidates, 10% of the voters on the voters list did not cast their vote. So let me take the total number of voters in the total number of voters, right? Let me take total number of voters will be 100% or else 100x. 100x will be the total number of voters. So out of this 100x, according to the first point, 10% of the voters on the voters list did not cast their vote. So 10% did not cast their vote, right? So what about the remaining? So 90%, that is 90x. So remaining candidates will be 90x. Only 90x candidates have cast their votes, right? Okay. So next point is, and 60 voters cast their ballot paper blank. 60, not 60%, number 60. So 60 candidates, let me take that 60 candidate will be the invalid vote. Why? Because 60 voters cast their ballot paper blank. So which means the vote is invalid. So let me take the 60 vote has been invalid vote. Got it. Let me subtract finally. So what is the resultant next point? There were only two candidates. So the election has been conducted only between two candidates. The winner was supported by 47% and all the votes in the list, and he got 308 vote more than the rival. What is the meaning of rival? Then the opposite candidate. There are only two candidates. One candidate, we know that only 90x votes are valid. So in this 90x votes valid, where one candidate got how much? 47x. 47x will be the winner vote. And what about the loser vote? When you subtract 90 minus 47, resultant will be 43. So 43 will be the loser. So when understood or not? So out of 90x, one candidate, that is winner, got 47x vote. Then if you subtract 90 minus 47, resultant will be 43x, which will be the loser. So this will be the winner percentage and this will be the loser percentage. Understood or not? And we already know that there are 60 votes which are votes cast on the ballot was blank, right? So minus 60. Why? Because we have to subtract that, because this 60 vote is an invalid vote. We have to subtract it. So winner got 47x, loser got remaining 43x, minus 60. Why minus 60 here? Because 60 votes is invalid. So now according to the question, the winner got 308 more than the rival. So more than the rival, which means the difference, right? So difference of winner and the loser will be 408. So what we can do here is, so 47x will be the winner, difference, which is nothing but subtraction. So difference, the second person loser vote, when you find what is the difference, will be 308. Understood or not? So the winner got 308 more than the rival, second candidate, right? So we can say that the difference between the first candidate and the second candidate will be 308. So now we can subtract it. So 47x minus 43x, so plus 60 is equals to 308. So 47x and 43x will be 4x. So 4x is equal to 308 minus 60. So 4x is equals to 248. So x is equal to 62. So 62 will be the value of x. So what is the resultant answer to find? The number of voters on the list was. So the number of voters on the list was 100x. So we have found what is the value of x here, which is 62. So substitute x is equal to 62, that is 6200. So 6200 will be the total number of voters in the list. Understood or not? So out of this, where 10% did not cast their vote, and then where 60 votes were invalid because blank paper, so we have to subtract 60. So the winner got 47, the remaining will be 90 minus 47 will be loser. And both the voters difference, right? Both the candidates vote list difference will be 308. So 47 winner, difference is nothing but subtraction. So subtraction, loser vote will be 308. So finally we got the value of x. So after finding the value of x, substitute in the initial value to get the total number of voters in the list. Understood or not? So when it's important question, again and again I am saying, percentage that is based on voters are most important in the recent competitive exams. So if you are preparing for this SSC exam, so try to practice at least 25 questions that is only based on voters. So question number 26. So in a group of students, 70 percentage can speak English and 65 percentage can speak Hindi. So if 27 percentage of the students can speak none of the two languages, then what percentage of group can speak both the languages? So when just see here, so our target is to find what percentage of group can speak both the languages. So if the question that is based on some students only English or Hindi both, I told you like you need to solve these types of question in the format called set theory, right? So you know, right, I have solved many questions like this in this way. So this will be easy to solve. So what we can do here is, again we can solve this question by two different ways. If you want, I can solve it in two different ways, right? So first and the second method, just see here. So first method is what? Let me take we know that this will be the English, right? Let me take this circle is for English and this circle is for Hindi. Got it? So now in a group of students, 70 percentage can speak English, which means this complete circle, right? So this complete circle should be 70 percentage who are speaking English. So similarly, this complete circle is for the students, those who are speaking Hindi. But we don't know how many students speak both the languages. Yes or no? So let me keep this as x, because our target is to find what is the value of x here, because we need to find what percentage of group can speak both the languages. Both English and Hindi is unknown. But English, how much percentage of students can speak? 70 percentage. So this total circle will be 70 percentage. So we already kept some value as x. So this can be written as 70 percentage minus x. So similarly Hindi. So Hindi, how much students can speak? 65 percentage. So already some students are speaking both the languages. So 65 percentage minus x will be Hindi. And according to the question, this is this circle, this Venn diagram I have drawn for the students, those who are speaking English and Hindi. And according to the question, there is another value. So 27 percentage of students can speak none of the two languages. So outside the circle will be 27 percentage. Got it? So I hope you remember this format. We have learnt in the 6th standard called set theory, A union B, A intersection B. That's it, right? So English will be 70 percentage minus x. Both the languages, those who are speaking will be x. Hindi will be 65 percentage minus x. And none of the language will be 27 percentage. So we have to add all the values and subtract with 100 percentage, that is total. So resultant will be the students, those who are speaking both English and Hindi. Got it? So 70 minus x, so plus x, so plus 65 minus x, so plus none of the language 27 is equal to 100. So we can cancel minus x and plus x. So 70 plus 65 plus 27 minus 100 is equal to x. So this becomes 522. 162 minus 100 is equal to x. So x is equal to 62 percentage. So we can say that 62 percentage of students who speak both the languages. So one's understood or not? So this is one way of solving, right? We have another way is nothing but, so here we have drawn a circle, that is Venn diagram is for the students those who are speaking. There is another way you can draw a Venn diagram for the students those who are not speaking, right? And then you can find the answer. Just see, we know that 70 percentage of the students can speak English, right? So out of 100 percentage, if you subtract 70 percentage, resultant will be 30. So 30 percentage the students who is not speaking English. So similarly, out of 100, how much percentage of students can speak Hindi? 65. So 65 percentage of students can speak Hindi. So if you subtract 100 minus 65, resultant will be 35 who does not speak Hindi. And according to the question, we know that students those who are speaking English as well as Hindi, both is how much? 27 percentage. So the students those who are not speaking English is how much? 30 percentage. So 30 minus 27 will be 3 percentage. So similarly, so students those who are not speaking Hindi, how much? 35. So already we have written 27 here. So this will be 8 percentage. So 27 plus 8, total will be 35. Students who are not speaking Hindi. Got it? So 3 plus 27 will be 30 percentage. Students those who are not speaking English. And students those who are not speaking both the languages according to the question is 27. So this complete set theory we have drawn for the students those who are not speaking any languages. So this is the diagram we have drawn for the students those who are speaking Hindi and English. Understood or not? So that is the major difference between both. So now add all the three values and subtract with 100. So resultant will be the same 62. So 100 will be the total percentage minus of, so 3 plus 27 plus 8. Got it? So this will be 30 and this will be 38. So 100 percentage minus 38 percentage, resultant will be 62. Just see, both the ways we are getting the same answer. So 60, when you subtract total minus of the students those who are not speaking any languages, resultant will be the students those who are speaking both the languages. Yes or no? So we can say that 62 percentage will be the total number of students who speak both the languages. And that's it. This is the two different ways to solve the question. Sometimes students will make a mistake by keeping the value of x and something. So if you prefer this method, you can go with this, or else if you feel difficult like keeping some value as x and y, you will make a mistake sometimes. So you can proceed in this way. First subtract from the total how many percentage of students are speaking. So resultant will be the students those who are not speaking, and then according to the given value subtract with the resultant answer. So you can able to find the result when you compare, when you add all the students those who are not speaking and subtract with 100. So resultant will be the total number of students who are speaking both the languages. Got it? So this will be the answer for question number 26. So question number 27. So in an election between two candidates, a candidate getting 60% of the votes polled in an election by the majority of 14,000 votes. So the number of votes obtained by the winning candidate is. So here the question is simple, that is based on voters, and also the question is simple. Why? Because you can able to see there is no invalid votes and there are no blank votes, etc. Right? So total out of 100% of the candidates, where the winner got 60% and the majority, right? And the winner won the election by the majority of how much votes? 14,000 votes, right? So remember one thing, while teaching a percentage topic, I have told you what is called majority, right? So majority is nothing but winner percentage difference loser percentage. Got it or not? So the winner and the loser, the total votes difference will be the majority. So here according to the question, you can see elected by the majority of 14,000 votes. So winner total vote, difference loser total votes, if you find the difference, that becomes the majority. So here according to the question, the majority is how much? 14,000. So the winner got 14,000 votes more than the loser. Keep like this, right? So first what we can do here is, let me keep 100%. 100% will be the total vote cast. So out of 100%, one candidate got 60%. Then what about the another? If one person is 60, so remaining 40% will be the another candidate. So here, if one person got 60% of the vote, then definitely he will be the winner. So remaining 40% will be the loser. So friends, understood or not, right? So if he got more percentage, then definitely he will be the winner. So winner will get 60% and the loser will be 40%. Now according to the question, the winner, loser and the difference majority is how much? 14,000. So we can say 60%, difference 40% will be 20%. So 20% is the difference, so which is equals to 14,000. So initially, let me find what is the total number of votes. So 100% is equal to x. So x is equal to 14,000, right? So 14,000 into 100, so divided by 20. So cancel 0, 0 here. So cancel it 7 times. So x is equal to how much? So 7,000. So 7,000 is what? The total to 4, right? Sorry, 3 and 4. So 70,000. So 70,000 is what? The total number of votes. So now according to the question, what is our target? The number of votes obtained by the winning candidate. So our target is to find what is the total vote got by the winning candidate. So let me take the total number of vote is how much now? According to the value we found, 70,000 will be the total number of vote cast. So who is the winner here? 60%. So 60% is how much? Is equal to x. So x is equal to 70,000, right, into 60. So divided by 100. So cancel 0, 0. So cancel 0, 0 here. So x is equal to 6 sevens are 42. So 0, 0, 0. So 42,000 will be the total number of votes who got by the winner. Got it or not? In case if they ask the loser, then find what is 40% here. Resultant will be the loser. Got it? Or else subtract with 70,000. Resultant will be the loser votes. Friends, understood? So very easy question to solve. because here the question does not have the invalid votes or blanks to paper something etc. So it's a direct question. So total is 100 percentage, one candidate got 60. So if he got 60 percentage, another person is only 40, then definitely 60 percentage, who got more percentage of votes will be the winner. So winner is 60 and loser is 40. And second important thing here is the majority. So most important word, majority. So majority is nothing but the difference between the total number of winner got and the loser got. If you find the difference, then resultant will be the majority. So here we have found what is the difference between 60 and 40. So resultant will be 20. So 20 percentage is the difference, which is 14,000. So here itself you can find what is the winner. 60 percentage is equal to X. You will get the same answer. Or else initially find what is the total number of votes, and then from the votes find what is 60 percentage. So resultant will be 42,000. So 42,000 will be the total number of votes obtained by the winning candidate. So question number 28. So the population of a town 2 years ago was 62,500. So due to migration to big cities, it is decreased every year by the rate of 4 percentage. So the present population of the town is. So we can say that this question that is based on percentage on population based, right? So if it is a population decrease or population increase, there are two important formulas, right? One is a formula that we used for that compound interest. So by applying that compound interest formula, you can able to solve this question. One way of solving. Or else you can use the traditional method to solve. Or else another shortcut method I have told you in the previous video, right? So now what I can do is I can solve this question by a traditional method as well as by one shortcut method. A same shortcut method what I have taught you in the previous video. Got it? So first let me move on to the traditional method. Always by using a traditional method, you will get the exact answer, right? Without any mistake. If you solve in a traditional method, it is very simple. Just see here, 2 years back, what is the population? Is 62,500. So first year, how much population has been decreased? 4 percentage. So first out of this 62,500, find what is 4 percentage. That is 4 by 100, right? So we can cancel 0, 0 here. So 625 into 4. So 600 into 4 will be 2,400. 2,500. So 2,500 is the population decrease in the first year. So out of 62,000, if you subtract 2,500, resultant will be 60,000. So 60,000 will be the total population of the city in the first year. So our target is to find what is the present population of the town after 2 years, right? So second year, let me find for the second year. So second year, previous year, what is the population here? 60,000. So out of this 60,000, how much population is getting decreased? 4 percentage. That is 4 by 100. Cancel 0, 0, 0, 0 here. So 600 into 4 will be 2,400. So if you subtract the earlier population 60,000 and this year population decrease is 2,400. So when you subtract this value, so resultant will be, so 57,000. Yes. So 57,600. Got it. So 57,600, 5789, yes, 57,600 will be the present population of the town. Friends, understood? So this is the traditional method, right? Traditional method seems to be very easy always. Even for the third year or fourth year, you need to proceed in this iteration method. Got it? From the previous year, you need to find how much percentage of the population is decreased and how much number it is, and subtract with the previous iteration, that is previous year population. So resultant will be that present year population. Got it? So in this way, if you solve all the questions, you will get the answer without using formulas or without using the shortcuts and everything. So if you go with this shortcut method, what I'm going to teach now, it will be little bit easy, because you can see that how much percentage population decrease every year? 4 percentage. So first let me write this as 4 by 100. So cancel it on a 4 table, resultant will be 1 by 25. What is the meaning of it? Every year, right, denominator will be the total population. So every year from the total population, one part, right, numerator is 1. One part of population has been decreasing. So what we can do here is we can write this as 24. So friends, understood or not how I am writing? Just listen carefully. So the exact answer is 1 by 25. What is the meaning here is, out of total population, so every year one part of population is getting decreased. So from 25, if you subtract 1, resultant will be 24. So every year the population is 24 getting decreased, right? Just see 25 exact population for the first year. Second year 25. So here how much population is decreased first year? One part. So from 25 one part will be 24 and 24. So friends, understood or not? Right? So 25 into 25 is how much? 625. 24 into 24 is how much? 576. So the real population of the city, initial 2 years back, the population of the city is how much? 62,500. You need to multiply by 100. Only then you will get 62,500. Similarly, multiply this also by 100. In case if you multiply only by 200, you are getting the answer. Here also you need to multiply by 200. So 57 into 100 will be 57,600. So we can say that after 2 years, population will be 57,600. Understood or not? This is one shortcut way to solve this question. I have told you the shortcut in the previous video also. There it was increased. Every year one part of the population will be increased. So there I have written as 26, 26, 26, because from 25 one population, that is one part of population, is getting increased. So numerator I am writing this as 26 and I will solve that question. But here 1% of the population is getting decreased, one part. So from 25 if you subtract one part, resultant will be 24. So why I have written for 2 times is we need to calculate for 2 year. If it is 3 year, then another 24. If it is 4 year, another 24. You have to multiply all the values. So resultant final answer will be the population of the town. Understood or not? Right. So when this is a shortcut, right? If you go with the formula method will always be lengthy, because you need to use here a compound interest formula. So if you use a compound interest formula, the numerator will be n. You have to multiply, like it's very difficult. Always do not solve these types of question by a formula method. Go with traditional or else go with this method. You will get an exact answer. So here is the last question of this video. So in 2 successive years, 175 students of a school appeared at a final examination. So respectively 75% and 60% of them are passed. So the average rate of passes. So friends, our target is to find what is the average rate of pass students in terms of percentage, right? So in 2 successive year, 100 and first year, let me take 2 successive year, 175 students or a school are appeared at the final examination. So first year, which means 2 successive year, right? So which means the first year, so 100 students appeared. And the second year, 75 students appeared. So similarly, in the first year, how much students have passed? 75% of the students got cleared. So similarly, in the next year, how much students got cleared? 60% of the students got cleared. So our final target is to find what is the average rate of pass. Just see, first let me find what is 75% of 100 students. So 75% of 100 students will be 75. So out of 100 students, 75 students have cleared in the first year. So similarly, in the next year, out of 75, 60% of the students had cleared, right? What is 65 here? 45, yes or no? So 75 into 60 by 100, yes, 60 by 100. So cancel it on 25 table, resultant will be 3 and this will be 4. So cancel it, resultant will be 45, 15 times. So we can say that in the second year, out of 75 students, 45 students got cleared. So what is the total number of students who are cleared for the 2 years? So 75 plus 40 will be 120. So 120 will be the total number of students who cleared in both the years. And this will be the total number of students appeared for the examination. So our target is to find what is the average rate of pass students. That is average rate of pass percentage students, right? So we know the total number of students who passed is 120. So divided by the total number of students who appeared for the examination, that is 100 plus 75, that is 175. So 175. So we need to find the answer in terms of percentage. So into 100. So now cancel it on 2 table, sorry, you can cancel it on 25 table. So this becomes 4 times 25, 4, 5, 6, 7. This becomes 7 times, yes. So we can't able to further reduce it. So I think we can multiply. This becomes 480. So 480 by 7. So this can be written as, so 480 by 7, 7 6 are 42 here. So remaining will be 60. 8 7s are 56. So remaining will be 4. So 68, 4 by 7 percentage. So 68, 4 by 7 percentage will be the average rate of pass percentage. Got it? So this will be the answer for the last question. So well, that's it about this video. So one thing you need to remember here is we have solved a maximum number of questions. 30 question, that is previous year question, is more than enough. So from this 30 question you can just analyze, right? So which area they are concentrating more in the exams. So first is percentage, that is based on voters. So never forget this, voters are most important, right? Voters, election, candidate, etc. And next will be the percentage that is based on marks, right? So one student score this much mark and etc. So next will be population based question. So how much population, and next will be the salary of the person. By giving the salary, our target is to find what is the expenditure, everything. So this is the most important part in the topic percentage. So other than this, they will be like simple simplification question like this, like what we solved in the first question is video number 3, right? They will give you a small equation and we need to solve that equation and we need to find what is A, B and C. That is one way of solving, right? So that's it, right? When you take 7 years, right, 7 years SSC old question papers, you can able to see maximum 2 questions were asked from the topic percentage, that too only from this area, right? So if you keep on solving daily minimum 5 question on all these sessions, then definitely you can able to solve 2 or 3 questions that they are going to ask in the upcoming SSC exam. Got it? So first be strong on the basics, or else you can't able to solve any question. So if you didn't learn the basics, again and again I am saying, go to my YouTube channel and you can search in the playlist called percentage and you can able to see 6 videos. That is more than enough, right? Even if you are without watching this 3 videos, if you watch that 6 videos what I have posted on my YouTube channel earlier, that is more than enough to crack the question in your exams. Got it? So thank you so much for watching this video, and if you really like it, share the video to your friends, those who are preparing for the competitive exams. So we will keep on posting another topic videos from the video number 4, right? So thank you so much for watching this video. Bye.